Hello and welcome back to Mature Living. I'm Mary Yanez, the director of the Senior Adult Program here at the El Paso Community College. And we're going to start our show for this fall. This is our first show back, and we welcome you back also, our wonderful viewers. So let's get started. We have a couple of guests right now from Humana. And so we have Pedro Burgos, who is the Senior Manager of Market SharePoint. Welcome, and good to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, and Alma, of course, you're the outreach manager, and
Yes.
we work very closely with you with especially an event that we're going to have very soon, and it's going to be the Grandparents' Day that we're going to celebrate in El Paso in good partnership.
Yes, of
Thank you
course.
for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
So where do we want to begin? I know that it's important for Humana to celebrate and recognize grandparents all over the country, I would imagine, because you're all over the place.
Yes, well, you know, Grandparents' Day falls on September the 11th this year. And Humana this year is partnering up with Generations United
Yes.
to help elevate intergenerational connections and highlight solutions towards raising awareness for social isolation and mental health illness
That is so important.
that was exacerbated by
Yeah.
COVID-19 pandemic.
Absolutely.
You know, we are encouraging families to, honor their grandparents, their grand relatives, and older adults for their contributions to their family, their neighborhood, and their communities.
And even to our nation. Seniors have contributed so much and have opened doors, maybe even knocked down doors, so that we can have a good life,
Yes.
And so emphasizing that social connection is really, really important because isolation can create a lot of illnesses.
Yes. Studies show that staying socially connected, it has been particularly challenging in these last couple of years. But we are far from alone.
Yes.
That's why on Grandparents' Day, Humana is joining with Generations United nationally to celebrate and emphasize the power of social connections to combat loneliness.
That is so good, so good. So what are the dangers of social isolation?
Well, one of the good things is that social connection enhances our well-being. It does reduce loneliness. It builds empathy.
Yes.
And, we do hope that everybody will join Humana and Generations United and older adults in your life by celebrating Grandparents' Day, September the 11th. But some of the dangers of social isolation, studies show that people experiencing loneliness are 64% more likely to be diagnosed with clinical dementia.
Wow.
And then there's that other side where people have a 29% increased risk of a premature death due to social isolation and loneliness.
Yes.
So that's kind of what Generations United is about.
Yes, and I love that far from alone. I kind of like that word.
Yeah.
That we ought to do something on that one
Right.
maybe in the future. So Pedro, we don't want to leave you out of the conversation, but tell us about how Humana is addressing social isolation through this Far From Alone campaign.
Yes, so the Far From Alone campaign focuses on building a community and driving more conversations for greater comfort and talking about the feeling of loneliness. Now that COVID-19 has exposed loneliness as a rising issue, and so many people face today, we have a unique opportunity to normalize this issue and create some awareness. Far From Alone focuses on the following three goals.
Yes.
Awareness, we want to just leverage a global culture movement to raise awareness. Action, serve as a cultural hub and highlights partners and information that help consumers. Advocacy, partner with diverse stakeholders to advocate for social connectedness and influence policy change. If you go to farfromalone.com, you will see that there are so many resources on how to connect and get connected with others.
Yes, that is so important. And I'm glad you noted, that there are several things we need to do to so that people won't experience that loneliness, that sense of nobody cares.
Yeah.
Correct.
And Humana cares.
Yes, we do.
And I understand that you also have lots of activities locally. Can you share a little bit of that?
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, our office is located at 1188 Yarborough, Suite O, right behind, on the corner of Yarborough and Vista del Sol, right behind a Whataburger. Our phone number is 915-577-4166, and we're there from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Yes.
Now, talking about the office, we have so many activities geared to bring in our seniors. The first is we have Silver Sneakers every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 o'clock. We have Doc Talks, where we have a physician goes out and speaks about diabetes or nutrition or whatever topics that are important and relevant. We've been recently asked to bring in nutrition. We have an agent of the day there that will address issues or talk about with a member that wants to have any questions.
That's
you know,
wonderful.
we have a kiosk where a person can connect directly to Humana. I don't know, am I forgetting anything else?
No, you covered it. If anyone has Medicare questions in the community, feel free to come in. We're happy to answer any questions regarding Medicare.
That's wonderful. Now, let's talk about Grandparents' Day locally as well. Since you're talking about local programs, we have partnered with Humana for many years. This is our 15th annual Grandparents' Day. We lost 2 years, remember, due to the pandemic, but we're back again.
Yes.
And we're making a grand entrance, right?
Yes,
a
we are.
return. And tell me a little bit of why we should participate in Grandparents' Day. And I'm going to also say you can call our office, and I'm going to give that phone number as well at 915-831-7801 if you want tickets to attend this event. And it's going to be at the community college on Viscount.
You know, Humana is very proud to be the sponsor for our Grandparents' Day on September the 10th at El Paso Community College. We're really happy to be involved in that. But first and foremost, it's the idea of bringing everybody together, staying connected, which is the primary message, making sure we're connected. Let's dispel all those fears that we had about COVID-19, which is why we have somebody coming in specifically to talk about that. Come together the way we used to before, but differently, but better, I would think.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody's really anxious, and we're getting lots of calls, by the way.
Okay.
So there's still room for you if you want to call and get a ticket for Grandparents. It's going to be Saturday, September the 10th, and it's going to be from 10 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. So make a plan to spend the whole day with us, you know, pretty much. So let's talk a little bit more about any activities that you feel, and maybe you can bring up some from our list that families and children, and you want to get it intergenerational. We want the children to show respect for their grandparents because they've contributed so much to this community, to families, even paying tuition sometimes for those college students and university students. So you want to go through that a little bit?
Yeah, no, you know what, I think one of my favorite activities is the cook a meal together, cook your family recipe with your grandkids. I think that's one of my favorites. And of course, arts and crafts. Who doesn't love doing art and crafts with your grandkids?
Yes.
But cooking a recipe, that to me was one that resonates the most. I think that's a really engaging activity.
Yeah. Telling stories, I think, is something. Hearing everybody has all these amazing stories to tell. My idea is eventually we'll bring something into the office where we can share stories or share recipes in our activity center.
Yes.
I think that would be really, really amazing. I think one of the other events that we're also I'm going to throw this in, is Humana is also coordinating a Vietnam
Yes.
commemorative pinning ceremony for our Vietnam veterans, and we're really happy to be doing that. That's going to be September the 14th on a Wednesday at the Chihuahua Stadium.
And so you're recognizing Vietnam veterans. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, so Humana really partners with the VFW and our veterans throughout the entire nation, and I don't think we've done this in El Paso, so we wanted to really honor anyone in the community who's a Vietnam veteran who came home and has not been honored. We love to invite them and get pinned at the Chihuahua Stadium. If you know someone that's a Vietnam veteran, or you are yourself a Vietnam veteran, please reach out to us. We love to have you honored during the event.
And in a little bit, we're going to give your phone number, right? Again, I think maybe we already did.
And the flyer information, I think we're going to post up here too.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you do
Yes.
have a flyer.
We
of
have
that.
a flyer, and if anybody needs any information, again, regarding any of these activities, our office number is 915-577-4166.
Very good.
And we're very geared towards friendly. We have technology classes going on already at the office. We provide the iPad. We'll show you how to log on, and we'll teach you. We really want to encourage participation from our seniors. We've had seniors that come in and just come in for a cup of coffee, and that's okay too.
Wow. And you know that new project that we have at Clint Senior Center,
Yes.
we're going to be teaching seniors technology, how to use their their smart devices, right? Digital devices for smart seniors, because we want them to stay connected.
Correct.
And that also helps with isolation. They can connect on Zoom or whatever other method that they use to connect with family when they're far away.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to that. Looking forward to that as well.
There's always a good chance that we can invite our grandparents to dinner or lunch.
Yes.
With the whole family. And since things are opening up pretty good, there's a few hospital cases. I think it's pretty safe now.
I think so. I think it's a perfect time to honor grandparents, grand relatives, older generation. It's been a tough 2 years.
Yes.
But I think we're ready.
And our Vietnam veterans are passing, and pretty soon they'll be gone.
Correct.
As World War I. And then, of course, World War II veterans are in their 90s or 100s, now.
Yeah.
So. But, you mentioned, I do have a contact for you for the Vietnam veterans. So
Oh, good.
don't let
Good.
me
Thank
forget about
you.
that
Thank you.
before you
Appreciate
all
that.
take off. Anything else that you'd like to mention? We are going to have entertainment at Grandparents' Day. And you're going to have the speaker, but we're going to have all of our students in the mariachi class, el coro, the chorus. We have, of course, the line dancers are going to be performing. And so we're going to have a really good time, that Saturday.
Yeah.
Anything else that I may have not mentioned, or maybe that's on your list? Any advocacy or action things?
I think we're so excited about going back into the community. We really are, and we want to do it safely, and we want to spread the message that Humana cares, and we care about our senior population, and we want to make them feel at home and make them feel acknowledged and honored, and that's what we're here for.
Absolutely. Pedro, you all are doing a great job over there at the office, and I know you're the head guy over there, the head man, and you have a great team. I see them at the convention center, at big events that are taking place. Of course, we just held our Aging to Perfection.
Yes.
Correct, that's
and
right.
you all were there.
Yep.
And so we really appreciate all that you do.
And I just want to add, this is an event that I know we're looking forward to put back together again. Come join us. We're going to provide lunch. We're going to treat you like VIPs. We're going to have a great ceremony for all of you. So please call the number and RSVP.
And you know what? What about that photo booth?
Oh, yeah.
We have a really fun photo booth also. That's going to be nice, and they'll be available right then and there. That's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have a photo booth there as well.
Well, we want to also mention to everybody our senior adult program. Our classes are starting already in mid-September. And you can still register for some of our classes. We still have space. So you can call us at the Senior Adult Program at the El Paso Community College. And we are at 915-831-7801. Give us a call. And thank you all for being with us. Thanks to Humana.
Thank you for inviting
Thanks
us.
to everybody over there, all your agents.
Yes.
And they're just wonderful. And you wait and see. We're going to have a great
Yeah, we are.
time.
Yeah. Thank you, Mary.
Thank
And we'll
you.
be back with more guests. Well, thank you for staying with us. We're going to continue our conversations and our wonderful partners in this community. And one of them is Adult Protective Services. As you know, they do have a lot of events throughout the year. And so we have re-invited our wonderful also volunteer for mature living, who sometimes takes on this chair, Grace Ortiz. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Mary.
And you know, your title is so neat. Faith-based Community Engagement Specialist.
For
right?
Adult Protective Services,
For
yes,
adult-
ma'am.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about what you're working on right now.
So October's coming up, and it's the change in seasons, but it's also time to start thinking about something. Financial abuse awareness.
Ooh.
And in October, we have a campaign called Financial Abuse Awareness Month, and we want individuals to understand what it's about, how to help seniors, and to know what to do. And we'll be having an event.
Oh, that's wonderful. Financial fraud and abuse many times happens not by strangers, but by family members and people that you know or that you trust.
And that's what I was going to mention. So financial abuse is when someone that we know that has a relationship with us takes advantage or manipulates our relationship to the point where they take advantage of assets, money, bank accounts, your home, property, your credit cards, anything like that. They take advantage, but they do it for the sole benefit of them gaining something from it. Not because they genuinely care about you, but because what's in it for me? What am I going to get out of, having a relationship with you? And that's the whole key to knowing what financial abuse is. Remember, someone that we know who manipulates that relationship to the point where they take advantage of those things.
Wow. And how do we recognize maybe some of the signs? Because we are trusting, and many times our seniors are very trusting. Are there any signs that we can look out for?
Absolutely. So you're going to see that because it happened to a vulnerable individual, a senior, they get very depressed. So you're going to see a change in their emotional status. One, they'll share with you that they can't pay their bills. They were before, and now I can't. So obviously there's something going on with their money, or there's missing money from their accounts, or they'll tell you, you know what, I got this credit card bill, but I did not buy a refrigerator. I still have my refrigerator. Things of that nature where they'll share with someone else. So then that's a flag for you to know, well, you know what, there's somewhere where you can get help, because majority of the time, a senior is so embarrassed.
Yes.
They know that their granddaughter, grandson, a child, their own children, or somebody who has gotten that relationship with them, a niece or nephew, is taking advantage of them. So they sit there and they say, how embarrassing that I let my own family take advantage of me.
Yes.
So they'd rather not say. But once in a while they'll share. And if they do, that's a flag for you to know we need to help you.
Are there sometimes seniors feel like my family's going to abandon me if I accuse a family member of taking money or stealing, and they don't want him or her or the grandchild or whoever to not come and visit and not be connected with them?
And so that's one of the big obstacles, because we love our family. As you being the matriarch or the senior in the home, I don't want to be left alone. I don't want to have any visitors. I'm going to sever that relationship, and then what? Nobody's going to want to visit me. Or it's vice versa. The family will threaten. If you say anything about what I'm doing, I will put you in a nursing home. And that's not fair either. That's manipulation.
Yes.
So we have to, again, know that just because someone says they're going to put you in a nursing home, it can't happen that easy. It just doesn't.
So how can we protect ourselves, our seniors? How can we protect them from financial abuse?
We have to have these courageous conversations with our family members, with our friends, with each other, and say, look, how can you protect yourself? Be very careful. Teach people, talk about it. I tell my mom, don't give any information out on the phone. Because it's funny, people will call and say, I'm the electric company and your bill wasn't paid, and can you give me your credit card to make sure it's not disconnected? Seniors fall for that. And then there's identity theft, where there's no relationship, and that's a total different department. But have these conversations and know that they're okay, and be a buddy to a senior. We all have somebody that we know. Yes. Talk to them and make them understand what's happening is not right.
Yeah.
You worked hard for your money. You shouldn't be giving your credit cards to anybody because they're not making ends meet.
They're even calling like they are from Social Security or other governmental organizations. So you don't know who you're talking to, and it's usually not someone from that agency.
They will not call you. Social Security never calls you. Anybody from the electric company, they won't call you. They'll knock on your door. Sometimes, like the water company, if something's going on or they're going to cut your services off, but that's your opportunity to say, let me see your badge. Are you wearing a shirt with the right identification? Give me your supervisor's number, something.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can ask questions. You have rights.
And now there's cybersecurity as well that we have to watch out for, because we're using our smartphones, we're using our tablets, our computers, more and more our seniors, but we're going to make them aware of all these.
Absolutely. We're talking about raising awareness real soon.
So now, are you going to have a workshop pretty soon where we can attend and get a little bit more information? So
because of Financial Abuse Awareness Month, we are going to have a little mini workshop, basically. And that's going to be on October the 12th. It's from 8:30 to 11 at the EPCC Administrative Building, 9050 Viscount, Building A, the boardroom.
Oh, I'm glad we're partnering on that.
Yeah, there's 4 partners. It's Adult Protective Services, the APS Silver Star Board, the Senior Adult Program from EPCC, and the County Attorney's Office, the Elder Protection Unit. So, you know, the 4 of us, we're going to do whatever we can to bring in our seniors and have some coffee with us, some pastries, learn something so that we can protect ourselves.
So what time is that again, and how do we register?
So to register, you go to eventbrite.com and register yourself so that we know you're coming, because we want to make sure there's enough coffee for you and a pastry. And if you have more questions, well, you can always call me, Grace Ortiz, and then my number is 915-667-0206.
And do you have an announcement or a flyer that we can also share with people?
We do. So I'll be forwarding that to you, Miss Mary, and you guys can put it up on the show. We just want to give the opportunity to seniors, professionals to come in, learn a little bit, because there's power in numbers. And if we can take care of each other, then we're doing something right.
That's so good. So how do they get a hold of you? You know, your offices, and anything else that I may have forgotten to ask about what you're doing. I know it's fans time, but that's closing out,
That's
right?
closing
The fans are
out.
close out.
Yes.
And then what starts? What starts again?
There's another event that I want everybody to
Okay,
remember,
yes.
Grandparents' Day.
Absolutely. Well, how could I have forgotten about that one?
That's coming up on September the 10th, and that's the Senior Adult Program hosting it. It's another opportunity for our seniors to come in and just enjoy a day of celebrating that you're a grandparent. And if you can, bring a new donation of a hygiene item, slippers, socks, it's a little something, because we at Adult Protective Services, we have a silver room.
Yes.
And that room is full of donations, from blankets to adult underwear to every kind of hygiene product. Toothpaste, toothbrush, a brush,
Shampoo.
curlers, hairspray. But I'll tell you why it's there. Because we have so many seniors who sometimes can't afford a toothpaste.
Wow.
And so it's time for us to give back. And if you can, donate a new hygiene item or something like a slippers for male, female, socks, adult underwear, a little blanket, whatever you can.
Even
to give
warm-ups
back.
would be
Even
great
warm-ups.
for the winter coming.
Because it's coming, it's around the corner. But make a difference. It's time to give back.
We're going to have a box over there so that people can drop their donations of any new items for the elders. And we're going to work with Adult Protective Services to make sure that it gets to the right people. And thank you so much for mentioning that, because Humana and all of our partners throughout the years, like Adult Protective Services, have done such great things in this community. And we're hoping that we can continue partnering with you. You know, for all of these events.
We're going to keep growing our partnership and making a difference.
We still have some time to chit-chat here. So what else do you want to share? What else are you working on?
One other thing I want to share with everybody is it's that time when school starts again.
Yes.
But guess what? It's time for school to start for seniors too. The Senior Adult Program, our fall schedule has been out. And Miss Mary, you know I'm an instructor at the Senior Adult Program.
Absolutely.
I teach a class called Getting Older Doesn't Have to Be Hard. It doesn't. It has to be fun for you. You know, you should be at peace knowing that you have everything in order. So that class talks about different topics, scams, legal matters. We try to figure out how to get your life organized in 2 classes, being a caregiver or being a facilitator, or symptoms of caregiver burnout, Alzheimer's, hoarding, all sorts of topics that, like I said, people don't like to talk about. Adult Protective Services is one of them as well.
Even sometimes when you have to have the conversation of giving up your keys to drive, not driving anymore, you know, maybe you're being a little dangerous for yourself or others, and so that's a tough conversation to have with your...
It is. We don't want to lose our independence. We don't want to lose being a grown-up. And it's not about losing it. It's about gracefully growing older and being prepared and accepting things, but accepting them with someone there to help you and guiding you.
Yes.
And so that's what the class is about.
And do you have speakers as well?
I do. I have speakers that come in. I have attorneys that will come and talk to you about legal matters, because we don't like to talk about those things.
Yes.
You know, I will. I better not do it because
then I'll die.
I'll die. And so, no, but it's important.
Yes, really.
It really came up when COVID hit. I had families call me and say, Mom is in the hospital. We didn't have a power of attorney. The doctors think we should let her go because there's just too many in the hospital, and she's 84. But was that really Mrs. Gonzalez's wish? Did she want to be saved? Does she want to be on a ventilator or does she want to be let go? We want to do what that senior wants, your wishes.
Yes.
And so it's an interesting class. I'm hoping that I get enough students and that.
And you have speakers also that come to
Yes,
invite you
I'm
out,
going to
invite-
have somebody from hospice come in because, again, hospice is a no-no word, but it can be a good thing.
Yes.
And I have people who will talk about legal matters, the attorneys, what you can do to protect yourself, your home, transfer of your deed of your home upon death. It's a good topic to know
Yes.
how to protect your home. So many things that we've got, but we're going to get it done.
Wonderful, and your class is wonderful. And I just want to remind everybody, we're still registering for the fall semester. Our classes started in the middle part of September. And so we've been registering everybody. You can call us at 915-831-7801. If you want more information on Grace's class, which is Getting Old is not going to be hard.
No, getting older doesn't have to be hard.
Getting older does not have to be hard. And lots of other classes. We have about 60 classes in our class schedule. And so just make sure that you call us and we can tell you more about our classes and how you can register.
And I hope that I can see everybody join us at our events in October for Financial Abuse Awareness and for Grandparents' Day.
Very good.
We need to see each other.
That's it. And we'll see you all then. And I guess we'll see you maybe next week.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you, Grace, for
Thank
being
you
with
for
us.
having me.
All right. See you next week.